Namaste.
Namo Namaha.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
So now I've got chat, share screen, summary. Which one I do if I have questions? Summary, I'll record, show captions.
If you have questions, just unmute yourself if you are on mute, and then just.
I am on mute now. You okay? But those at the bottom to raise the share screen, chat, summary.
Yeah, those sometimes in the bottom, sometimes comes up on the top, but you don't have to do any of those. Okay, just check that your microphone is on if you're asking the question.
Okay.
And other times, just put your microphone off.
Okay.
So that there won't be echo.
Now it doesn't show how many people are there, who's coming. Doesn't show.
How many you want?
I know. How many?
There are 20 people now. Became 20 people now.
So how did you know? I don't have this.
Because I am host, it gives me some other information.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, let's start with the prayer. I don't know, everybody's late today, I think.
No, go for it, Jagdish.
Yeah.
Just go for it. Let's move.
We will go for it. Our grace period 2 minutes are up.
Yes.
Okay. One of you can join me for the prayers. One or two, maybe one male and one female voice will be good. Om Agajanana Padmarkam Gajanana Maharnisham Anekadam Tam Bhaktanam Ekadantam Upasmahe Saraswati Namastutyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddharthavatu Me Sudha Guru Brahma Guru Viṣṇu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahavirabhavahi Tejasvinavadhitamasumavishyavahi Om Shanti Shanti Vakyakaram Vararuchim
Vakyakaram
Varuchim
Bhashakaram Patanjalim
Bhashakaram Patanjalim
Pāṇiniṃ Sutrakarancha
Pāṇiniṃ Sutrakarancha
Pranatosmi Munitrayam
Pranatosmi Munitrayam
Atha Maheshwara Sutrani
Atha Maheshwara Sutrani
Aivun
Ayun
Rilak
Rilak
Evong
Eong
Ai Ouch
Aiouch
Hayavarat
Hayavarat
Larn
Lang
Nyamangananam
Yamangananam
Jabanya
Javanja
Gadadash
Gadadash
Jabagadadash
Jabagadadash
Kapha Chatatav
Kapha Chatata Chatatav
Kapai
Kapai
Shashasar
Shashasar
Hal
Hal
Iti Maheshwarani Sutrani.
Iti Maheshwarani Sutrani. Okay,
so we will get back into the Sandhi topic. Okay, so couple of terminologies. So I made up a slide just today for the terminologies. Okay, so what is Purvapada and all those things. I was in the middle of that. Hope I didn't make any typos. Okay, so Sandhi terminologies. And we just build up on this as we progress. I mentioned earlier, Sandhi is between two words. Okay, but what actually participate in the process of Sandhi is the last letter of the first word and the first letter of the last word. Okay, just like linking a chain, you don't have to link the whole chain. So the last link of the first one should be linked to the first link of the second one. Okay, so the first word is called Purvapada or prior word. If you want in English, it is the prior word, first word. Okay. And the second word is called Parapada. So Saṁskṛta word is Purvapada and Parapada. Okay. And gradually I switch to Saṁskṛta only. So this is just to give you an idea. Purva is the prior one or the first of the first word of the Sandhi. And Parapada is the second one. Okay. Let's give an example. Let's say we take a word. Purvapada is Khalu. Okay, the whole word. That is Purvapada. Pada is a word. So the prior word. Khalu is the prior word. Idam is the latter word. Purvapada, Parapada. Now, when Sandhi happens between the varnas, okay, between the participating letters. So the first step is to break down each of the aksharas or syllables into letters. Okay. Breaking down everything is not necessary because it is only the last letter that participates. Okay, but you have to be able to isolate or break the last letter, the participating letter. Okay, so Purvapada, the last letter of the Purvapada. You can see my cursor?
Yes.
Okay, so the last letter of the Purvapada will give the name as Purva Varna because it is just the two letters that participate in the Sandhi, not the whole word. Nothing happens to the other ones before. Okay, especially in the first few Sandhis. So Khalu, if you have to break that individual letters, okay, Kakara, Akara, Lakara, and Ukara. So Ukara is the last letter of Khalu. Okay, this thing has to be very clear because there's some in the class know all these things, even unconsciously they know this process, but for some this is new. Okay, so that is why without knowing this breaking process of varna, each letter, separating each letter, you can't get into the Sandhi. That is why I'm spending more time. So K, A, L, U. So U is the last letter of the Purvapada and Idam, I, D, A, M. So Ikara, Dakara, Akara, Makara. Those are all the letters in there. So just for convenience, let me show the Purva Varna. So here in this word, Ukara will be the Purva Varna only because it is the last letter of Purvapada. Ikara will be the Paravarna because it is the first letter of the Parapada. Okay. So what is happening is only in the parenthesis. Within the parenthesis is the last letter of the Purvapada and the first letter of the Parapada. In English, it is a lot simpler because in English, the letters are not combined because each letter has its own alphabet. So it is the U is the Paravarna and E is the U is the Purvavarna and E is the Paravarna. Now, so what is happening within this parenthesis only. Okay, the rest of it is unaffected. They remain as they are. Okay, they are not active participants. Okay. Now, in a case of a Sandhi, I'm giving just you an example. Right now, we are just using the terminologies. Okay. When Sandhi happens, as you can see, there is a Purvavarna active participant, and a Paravarna, active participant. As a result of the sandhi, the change or replacement, okay, can happen. How many possibilities are there? There are two letters. If a change happens, how many possibilities are there statistically?
2.
4.
4. 4 is the right answer. What are the 4?
The first one gets replaced,
Okay.
and then the second one remains the same. The first
Okay.
one, like that.
Yeah. So like that. So if the first varna or the purva varna may be replaced, or purva varna might change, the paravarna might remain as it is. That is a change, sandhi. Okay. Or the purva varna might remain as it is, paravarna might change. That is also a sandhi. There's a types of sandhis like that. Or both of them together may be replaced by something else. Okay. That is also another type of sandhi. And neither of them may be replaced. Okay, they might remain as it is also. There are rare cases where that also happens for specific reasons. So there are 4 possibilities. Okay, so the purva varna might change, paravarna might change, or both purva and para, both of them might change, or neither of might change. So there are 4 possibilities. Okay, so I will stick to the convention that anything to do with the purva pada or the purva varna, I will show it in blue. Paravarna, I will show it in red. And any replacement coming in as a replacement, I will show it in purple. Okay, I will stick to this color throughout the sandhi topic. Okay, just to be consistent. So, khalu plus idam. So there is a reaction happens between u and e. In this word, everybody knows this sarvam khalvidam brahma, right? Everybody knows the word khalvidam. So what happened there? Khalu, let me go one step back. Okay. So khalu, the ukara, the purva varna, ukara changed into vakara. Okay. So u became v. The paravarna remained as it is. Nothing happened to that. Okay. So what you have is khalv plus idam. Khalv plus idam. You khalvidam. Now you know this form very well. So I'm just giving you a very, very familiar example where we take a very common word and find out how the sandhi happened. Okay, and then define the terminologies. This is all the whole exercise till now is just to define the terminologies. Purva varna, paravarna, replacement of purva varna, replacement of paravarna, or both. So this is a case where only the purva varna changes as the effect of sandhi. Everybody with me?
Yes.
Yes.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So Jagdishji, what made it change from U to A?
Okay, what made the change is not the topic of today. Okay, that is the sandhi process. There's a sandhi called yan sandhi. We will come to that maybe in 3-4 classes.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
But we are discussing here what kind of changes can happen and what are the terminologies referred to. That is all in today's stepping stone to that.
Okay.
Okay. So there is a certain rules when ukara, if it is followed by certain letter, then it will be replaced by some other letter. All those things will come in the yan sandhi rules. We will talk about that. Okay. Right now I'm saying that this is a type of sandhi where the replacement happened only to the purva pada. Okay, or purva varna. So anybody should be clear about what is a purva pada, what is a parapada, what is purva varna, what is paravarna, what is replacement, all those things. Now let's take another example. Again, we are highlighting the terminologies only, okay? Because I don't want to think that, I don't want everybody thinking that, okay, whatever change happens only in the purva varna, okay? Because there are 4 different things. When we finish the sandhi topic, we will cover all the 4 possibilities.
I have one more question, Jagdishji.
Yeah.
So the khalu, lu, u,
Yeah.
is a vowel and it changed into consonant.
It can change into consonant. That is a specific sandhi. Okay, it is possible. It happens all the time.
Okay.
Okay, and there are two swara sandhis. Even though they both of them are swaras, they will change into vyanjanas. There is some relationship. It can't change into any one. Only u can change into va. If there is a e here, it can change into only ya. So there are certain rules. Okay, we'll study those rules in detail when we come to the yan sandhi. Okay, now let me give you an example where both of them are replaced. Another very familiar word. Okay, this again, I'm talking about definitions, purvapada, parapada. Let's take the purvapada as gana. Okay, and parapada as isha. Okay, both of them are meaningful words. Now, what is the purva varna here in this example? This example is done. Now, I gave you the purvapada gana, parapada isha. Now, my question is, what is purva varna? One of you answer. What is the para varna?
E.
E.
Okay, let's look at that. Purva varna and para varna. Okay, so whatever you said, gana, g, a, n, a. So the purva varna is a. That's why it's in blue. Okay, and para varna is e. Everybody clear?
Yes.
All right. Now we know that the word is Ganesha. Now what happened? The Gana is as it is. So A and E were together replaced by A. You can see that this is a little different than this.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is one of those sandhis. Again, this is actually the simpler sandhi. So this is one of those sandhis where both the purva varna and the para varna are replaced by one entity. Okay. So this is actually a pure swara sandhi because two vowels are replaced by another vowel.
Vowel, yes.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be. Swara sandhi is what changes is a swara, but what it changes into can be a vyanjana also. Okay. So because there is a, ayavayava sandhi, yan sandhi, there they all bring in vowels, the consonants replacing the vowels. Okay. So whole exercise till now is only to highlight how to break the aksharas, especially the last syllable, into the participating last varna or the first varna in the latter word, and keep the rest as they are. Okay, as you can see, all the non-participating letters I kept it in blue or in black, okay, because they don't undergo any change. That clear? Any
Yes.
question? Because this has to be crystal clear. Okay. Now, let me go back to the textbook and I will come back to the second example.
Jagadish, is it called Gunasandhi?
No.
Yeah,
It's
the second one is called Guna Sandhi.
Yeah.
And we will talk, all these individual sandhis. We are going to discuss each and every one of them. Okay, Visarga Sandhi, we may not go sutra wise, but Swara Sandhi and Vyanjana Sandhi, we go sutra wise. We will spend enough time on that. Okay, right now, as I said, I don't want to jump. So, as I said, this is just to familiarize with the terminologies and the process. Where I put parentheses, there is a reason why I put parentheses. There is a reason why I make the Purvapada blue so that, it is clearer in multiple ways.
Yeah.
Okay, now let me stop sharing this and go to share screen. Let's share, go to our textbook. Okay, let's see where we are in the book. So that slide I made just to highlight the terminologies. So we started, we are on the first page of the Visarga Sandhi. We covered all these things. Okay. Is this big enough to read?
Yes.
Oh, when I make it big, it just...
Jagdish, close the side one.
Yeah, close the index. Yeah, that's good.
Okay, I was telling Raji, if she has to give any technical suggestions, tell on the microphone, because I don't look at my phone when I start the class. Okay, so all these things we had covered, so we will go to the Visarga Sandhi. Okay, so have we covered this? I think we did cover. Okay, so but just refresh. So what can be before Visarga? We have three items. There are vowels, consonants, and Visarga. Those are the things that participate here. Okay, so before the Visarga, what can be there and what cannot be there?
Swara
Okay,
can
so
be there before.
only Swara can be there before Visarga.
Yes.
Okay. So the Purvapada can have a Visarga, and what preceding the Visarga can only be a Swara. Whereas Parapada can be anything. Okay, anything in the sense, it can be a Swara or Vyanjana. It cannot be Visarga because no word starts with the Visarga.
Yeah.
Okay. So Parapada can be any sound other than Anuswara and Visarga. So Parapada can be vowel or consonant. Purvapada. Purvapada means, Visarga is part of the Purvapada, but before the Visarga there can be only Swara. So that part is clear.
See,
Yeah.
now, so Jagdish, one clarification, is that because always any Purva Pada that has Visarga ultimately is a aha at the end of the Purva Pada? Is that the reason when you break it, always it'll be aha?
It need not be always aha. It need not always be Ramaha. It can be Ramaihi also. It may be Harihi also. But the thing is, Visarga cannot stand alone. It always need a carrier, which is a Swara. Okay, Visarga always follows a Swara. That's why it's called Ayogaha. It needs a carrier. It can't go by itself.
Okay.
And even, if you are familiar with the typing Devanagari letters, you can't just type Visarga. If you put a Visarga, the computers put a dotted circle because it says, I need something here. Okay, before the two dots come up.
Yes.
Okay.
Makes sense, yes.
Okay. So, the table 6 overview of Visarga Sandhi. Now, what the next table shows is, it gives the Alva Purvapada ending along the rows. Okay, it is a table, and along the column headers you will have the Parapada. You will see that in the next page, and then it fills the table saying, okay, this is what the changes are going to happen. Okay, we'll see that. So the table 6 overview of Visarga Sandhi shows every possible combination of Purva and Para sounds for Visarga. Okay, so the Purva can only be the 9 vowels, whereas the Para can be all 9 vowels plus 33 consonants. The corresponding change to be change to the Visarga, what Visarga changes into, is shown in the table at the intersection of the row and column Purva-Para sounds. These changes are grouped into 6 areas. Okay, and she numbered it, 6 numbers. These areas are numbered 1 to up to 6 and are given nicknames based on their typical examples. Okay, now this nicknames is not in the Saṁskṛta, that's the Medhaji used. She picked out the example, very well known examples of a sandhi, like if the Purvapada ends with aha and Parapada starts with a, the very common word we know is Shivoham. Okay, so she called it as a Shivoham sandhi. Now it is not the Pāṇini that decides it as Shivoham sandhi. Pāṇini just says this is one of the Visarga sandhis. Okay, but Medhaji just gave a name, so it is very easy for us. Akara and Akara Visarga plus Purvapada, the Parapada Visarga. Okay, that sandhi, we call it as Shivoham sandhi because it's such a common example. Okay, these areas are numbered so and so. Each area is explained with examples in the following section. Okay, so let's go and see what that says. So Visarga is also called Visarjaniya because Pāṇini in Pāṇinian rules a lot of times is mentioned as Visarjaniya. It is Visarga itself, another name. Okay, now let's see the full table. I have to make it a little smaller. Okay, so this is a very good cheat sheet in the sense all the whole Visarga Sandhi is summarized in one page. So when we are going to talk about Visarga Sandhi, if it is possible, take a printout of this page, okay, and have it in front of you. Or if you have a hard copy of the book, that is fine too. Okay, because what is said, okay, as I mentioned earlier, see the Purva Varna. Purva Varna is before the Visarga. Okay. So before the Visarga, if it is A or if it is A, that means the Purva Varna ends with Aha. Here the Purva Varna ends with Aha. Okay. And here the Purva Varna ends with I Visarga, U Visarga, all those things up to Au. Okay. Ihi, Vuhur, Ehe, Aihi, Oho, Auhu. All of them are built into this. Okay. So now you are getting the utility of the abbreviations, right? So ich. So Purva Varna can only be A to ich. So A and ich. What is the actual name for that? If I have to put them together, what will I call? All of them. Ach. Good.
Ach.
Okay.
Ach.
Because ach involves akara to all the way up to au. Okay. But here, because there are the different sandhis happening, you can see that is when the Purvapada is there is 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, all those happens. Whereas the Purvapada is aha, then something else happens. And it is neither short or long any of the other vowels, something totally different happens. So they had to split it into 3 rows. Okay. Look the same thing along on the Parapada. Parapada can start with anything. Okay, Parapada, there is certain things, some type of changes happen if the Parapada is Akara. And some other change happen if the Parapada is any vowel other than the short A. So this A stroke ich means any vowel other than the short Rasva A. Okay. And any soft consonant, some other thing happens. So hush is the soft consonants. So this is where you see the terminology hush. Then you can take up the sheet and see, oh, okay, this is Ha all the way to Jaba, Gada, the Sh. They're all soft consonants. So I too have a sheet here. So I always refer to that. Okay. And hard consonants, something else happen. And within the hard consonants, the 5 vargas behave a little differently among themselves. So hard consonants behave a little differently, 5 and 6. Okay. And then here and there are some exceptions. Okay. So general rules are there and there are some exceptions. So we are going to discuss each and every one of them. Okay. Number 1, which we will get into today itself. Number 2, I split number 2 into 2A and 2B. Okay, even though Visarga drops, she treats as 1 because the conditions are different. I call this as a 2A and this as 2B. Okay, and 3, which is soft consonants. So each of these we will discuss. So this is the summary of Visarga Sandhi. Okay, as you can see, all the Purvapada possibilities are there. There are only 3. And all the Parapada possibilities are there. In this case, in between, there is a Visarga. Even though we say, this is the Purva Varna means A, Visarga preceded by A. Visarga preceded by Aha. Visarga preceded by each. Okay. So we will discuss each of these. We will get to the number 1 now. Okay. Any questions till now? Because this is a summary page. It is very, very, this having this page in front during Visarga Sandhi or even during some, if you're reading anything about Viṣṇu-sahasra-nāma, then this is the page very useful, which explains in one look why be pronouncing certain things certain way.
I have a question, Jagdish ji.
Go ahead.
In hard consonant kar,
Yeah.
the palate one sha, palatal, cha, sha.
Yeah.
So would that sha would not come in the soft consonant? But it is, yeah, it's the eth part. That's why it's not there. That's
Yeah, no, because you can see in the Maheshwara Sutra, Sha comes way at the end. So
Oh, sha comes. Okay. Okay. I know.
all the three sibilants, they're hard.
Sibilants are there. Sibilant. Yeah, I got it.
Okay. So the first and second of the group consonants, okay, and the Shashasa, they're the hard consonants. Okay. So 5 plus 5 plus 3.
Got it.
Okay.
Jagdish,
And there are some exceptions, and we will discuss the exceptions also. Okay. And yeah, I'll come back. In the case of Visarga Sandhi, whole topic of Visarga Sandhi, Medhaji didn't bring in Pāṇinian sutras. Okay. Because and it is good that way. So Visarga Sandhi, you will say, okay, if the Purvapada is this, the Parapada, the Purvavarna is this, Paravarna is this is what is going to happen. That is how we are going to learn that. Okay. Not through why it is going to happen that way, because of what rule it is going to happen, we won't study, because Visarga Sandhi is a little more involved than the other Sandhis. So, whereas in the case of Swara Sandhi and Vyanjana Sandhi, we will go step by step. Okay, this changes into this because of this sutra, and we will discuss that sutra. So, when we go into the first of the Swara Sandhis, that is where we will introduce Pāṇinian sutras or the Pāṇinian concepts first, and then we might spend a couple of days, 1 or 2 classes on the Pāṇinian concepts, what steps he follows, and then go into the sutras. So here, the format for Visarga Sandhi is, if the Purvapada ends with this, followed by Visarga, Parapada starts with this vowel or consonant, then this is what is going to be the result. And we will give a nickname to that kind of Sandhi. Okay? So let's see. There's a question. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mike, it's not a question. I was just curious to find out, you have something written in blue on top of this chart?
Oh, okay. Yeah, good that you brought up.
Yeah.
You see, somebody wrote, we saw there is six different possibilities, right?
Yes.
6 different possibilities. So somebody wrote a mnemonic tool or karika. So it says, Obhavascha vivrittischa shashasa repa evacha jihvamula mupadmacha gati rashtavidhoshmanaha. Okay, I will explain what that is. It is just saying that the Visarga can change into 8 different ways. Okay, the 6 numbers are given, but they split that into 2 different. Okay, what are the 6 different ways? O bhava. So Visarga might turn into a okara. So you can see the O here. Namo Namaha Sandhi.
Yes.
Okay, and Shivoham Sandhi, also Visarga becoming O.
Yes. Yes.
So Visarga can turn into O. It is not that simple. Okay, but visible form is as if Visarga became O. Okay, it is A and Visarga becoming O. So O bhava, bhava is becoming, right?
Yes.
Bhava. So Visarga becoming O. So O bhava is 1. So Visarga can become 1. Vivritti is disappearance. Okay, there's a Visarga lopa. We see that all the time. Arjuna Uvacha Sandhi.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so Vivritti, change number 2. Śāṅkara repa evacha. Visarga can change into Śāṅkara. Shanti. It changes into Śāṅkara-bhāṣya, right? So
Yes.
it can change into all the 3, depending on what follows. Shantihi, Visarga followed by another Shantihi. So that is why the Visarga turns into that kind of Sakara. If it is what is followed by, say, Ramaha Shashtaha. So suppose Rama is the 6th person in line. Ramaha Shashtaha, that Sha is the Shanmukha Sha. Then Rama, the Visarga of Rama will turn into the Shanmukha Sha. You will have a double Sha. Rama Shashtaha. Okay?
Yes.
And then Ramascha If it's followed by any of the dantya, then they turn into Saraswati Sa. So Sa, Sha, Sa. And some other cases, Visarga will turn into Repa, Guru Brahma Sandhi, the popular Guru Brahma.
Yes.
Okay, so Repa. So Visarga can change into O, it can be dropped, it can become Sha, Sa, Sa, Repa, or it can be Upadmaniya and Jihvamuliya. Now, Jihvamuliya is when Visarga is followed by Kaka, okay, hard consonant Kaka, and if the Visarga is followed by a labial Papa, then it will become what is called Upadmaniya, okay, like the full sound, okay, Punaf, Punaha, okay, Jihvamuliya is Kak, Krishna.
Yeah.
Okay, so what did she say? Yeah, dukkham. She gave a dukkham sandhi. Duhu plus kam, dukkham. Okay, that's the right way to pronounce it. You know, it's very hard to pronounce, or really, because it's such a short word. The right way to pronounce it has to be pronounced dukkham, like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So jihva muliya. So visarga becomes that. So this is just a karika to say that there are 8 types of changes possible based on different conditions. That's all it is. Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Because it's handy to have, I just put it in a corner.
Okay.
I have a question. This is Preeti.
Yeah.
Can you go down a bit, please?
Down or
Can
up? Go back up?
Go down.
Down?
No, the other way.
Oh,
The
okay.
other down.
Okay.
So yeah,
The other down.
go down a bit, please.
I think the
I
chart,
just want to see that table. I want to see the table that you had.
Oh, you want to see the table? Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
on
this-
top, under the kar, you have ka, kha, cha, cha, sha,
Yeah.
and palatal, cerebral, all that.
Yeah.
So cha, cha, sha is basically, is it referring to the whole line or only those 3 letters?
only
Okay.
those 3.
No. What is referring to is if the paravarna is cha, cha, sha.
Only
What
those
comes
3
after doesn't
letters.
matter.
Okay.
Okay, the very first letter after the plus sign.
Yeah.
Okay. You have visarga. Okay.
Yeah.
There is some vowel. You have visarga plus next you have the plus sign of the sandhi. Then the second word starts, right? So the first letter of the second word, that is what this is, because it's paravarna.
Yes.
Okay.
What is listed is paravarna.
So the other letters are not involved in sandhi?
No.
Ja and da and all that?
Which one? Suppose you have to take a word. Okay.
Right. So now it says only cha, cha, right?
Yeah. If a word starts with cha and say Chandra. Okay, Chandra. If Chandra is the second word.
Yes.
Okay. Then it is only the chakara that participates in the sandhi.
Sandhi, yes.
Okay,
Right.
that
So
is
why
why
is ja and jha not there?
same thing. If you take another word starting with the ja, oh, you are asking that way.
Right.
Okay. Where does the ja come in this group? Like if you okay, let's stick to this. So your question is what happened to the ga, ga, na, right?
Correct. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Think about it. What will have happened? It is covered. It is covered in the table. It's not left away. Look at the
hard and the soft consonants.
okay. So your
I
ga,
see.
ga, na are covered here.
Oh, the sound. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, from all the 5 groups.
Okay, exactly.
All the 5 groups, the soft consonants come here.
Okay.
So
Right.
Pāṇini could do that only because he wrote Maheshwara Sutra. Otherwise, you couldn't separate them like this, right?
Yes.
So because now by hush, just 1.5 syllables, you can say all soft consonants. That is the usefulness.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
So first and second row and all the sibilants, sa, you can just show it by kar. It doesn't have to say hard consonants plus sibilants.
Yeah.
See, that is the beauty of the abbreviations.
Jagadish, can you please one more time explain this Obha, Vascha, Vivritischa, Sasha, Sa, Repa, Evacha?
Okay. See, it is not important,
Uh-huh.
Obhava is, the Visarga becoming Okara, Shivoham
Okay.
Sandhi and Namo Namaha Sandhi.
Okay.
Okay, you're familiar with that. So becoming Okara. Vivritti is the Visarga dropping. Visarga Lopa. Arjuna Uvacha Sandhi, for example. Okay. Shasasa Refa, because the Visarga can become either Shakara or Sakara.
Correct.
Okay. Ramascha, Ramashti, Kate, Namaste.
Correct.
3 examples.
Mm.
Repa, popular Guru Brahma Sandhi.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, Jihva Muliya, example given there. Dukkha, Kaka, Krishna, all those. Okay. Upadmaniya, Punaha Sandhi. Everything is covered. Gatihi Aktavida means the changes can be 8 types.
Gatihi means change, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. O-bhava is only for O. That is called O-bhava.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whenever the Visarga turn into Okara, as you might know, it is not as Visarga turning into there are 5 different steps, but we are not going into that. But we see that the Purvapada ends with A, followed by Visarga, Parapada starts with A. What you see in the final is O. Shivaha, Aham, Shivoham. Okay, that
And
is
Vivritti means it is actually Lopa?
Yeah, in this one, they pick the word, this is not Pāṇini rules, okay? So you don't go deep into that. This is just listing the 8 kinds of changes. Okay? Changing into O, dropping, changing into Shasasara, and Jipamuli and Upadmani.
Okay.
Hello, Jagdish ji.
Yeah.
This is Rajkumar, and I have a question and request.
Yeah.
So, the last 4 questions that were asked, right?
Yeah.
Some of the students may be advanced and many of us are beginners.
Yeah.
So I think it would be very helpful, my suggestion, my humble opinion, to ask the questions after a topic is covered rather than you have a table jumping around, people asking all kinds of questions, So that is actually, we will be anyway covering this material, and then I think if something is missing, then that can be asked, but people to jump around is kind of disruptive to the flow of the class, I think.
Okay.
Am I mistaken here?
I think his suggestion is for everybody else, so that we'll keep up the flow.
I agree to that completely.
Suggestion well taken. Okay. Now,
Thank
if
you.
there is something, either I made a mistake or something which has to be clarified, without that, if most of the class cannot follow, then of course stop and clarify that.
On that note, I have a question. This is Ram. The Namo Namaha, is it Namaha plus Namaha is Namo Namaha? I didn't quite get that part. Number 3.
Of course. What else? Because if see the Purvapada is ending with A and Visarga.
Okay.
So Namaha plus Namaha becoming Namo Namaha. Because whenever you give a nickname, you give the nickname on the result.
Okay.
So it is Namaha plus Namaha becoming Namo Namaha. Obviously, because you can see that the Purvapada ending is A. So it has to be Namaha.
Then what is the ish on top meaning here? I didn't get that relationship between Namo Namaha and the ish consonants on top of the T.
Where is ish?
Not ish, I'm saying hush.
Hush. Okay. What does hush mean?
That's the Parpada, soft consonants.
No, the question is for Ram.
Yes.
What does hush mean?
Yes. Hush means everything.
The question is, Purva Varna is A,
okay,
and Paravarna is Ish. So he wants to understand how it is impacting Namo Namaha.
Okay. Now Purva Varna is Akara. So Namaha, before the Visarga, there is A attached to the Ma, right?
Right.
Ha. What is the Paravarna? Because Hush is Paravarna. Paravarna starts with what? What is the Paravarna in this case? Namaha plus Namaha. What is the Paravarna? No.
Na. No.
Na.
Oh, yes.
Na a soft consonant.
Yes.
That is why it comes under Hush.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So Namaha, the first Namaha, before the Visarga, there is Sakara. That is why it comes on the first row. Okay. The Parapada starts with the Na, which is a consonant, or soft consonant or hush. That is why it comes under the column hush.
Okay.
Is that clear? Because
Yes,
that has to do with this na, starting na. That is why it appeared here. So that is the reason why I am spending so much time clarifying Purvavarna, Paravarna, and this table header or the column headers and the row beginning. Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, good that it is clarified. Okay. So that is why, this what is she gave in the parenthesis is also useful. Hush, you may not have spent as much time on Maheshwara Sutras just to say that, say, to get in a flash, hush is soft consonant, but the information given here is useful. So here you can see that all the vowels other than soft consonants, hard consonants, and then hard consonants are split based on their groups. Okay. So now let's go to the first sandhi. This is our, till now it is the concepts, terminologies, and the summary. Now we are getting into the so-called brass tacks of the sandhi. Okay. So this is number 1 of the table. Okay. So purva letter, akara. So there is visarga. Before visarga there is akara. And the parapada starts with a. Okay. So a visarga plus akara, result is o with the avagraha. This yes kind of sign is called avagraha. Okay. Avagraha is like an unpronounced sound, just like the apostrophe in English. Okay. Like there's a didn't, you put N apostrophe T, because even though it's not written, you know that there is a O which is not pronounced. Avagraha is exactly like the apostrophe, and that is the symbol used. Okay. So let's look at the sketch. I will go back to the presentation because I made a presentation specifically for this also. So purva letter means before the visarga is akara, followed by visarga, and the para letter is another akara, short. Both are short. If that is the case, then you will end up with a and visarga. This whole thing will be replaced by o and avagraha. Okay. So explanation: when a visarga is preceded by the hrasva akara and followed by another hrasva akara, all of them together, the hrasva akara, visarga, and the second akara, all of them together are replaced by o and avagraha. Pronunciation wise, it is just o becoming o. Avagraha is just to indicate that there is a unpronounced akara. Okay, there is no change in pronunciation. So, good example, Shivaha aham. So, let's, I think I'll go back to the presentation. These things you can read later. So, let's skip this and share screen. Go to the Visarga Sandhi. Okay. So that the first slide is only for definitions or the terminologies. So this is the Shivoham Sandhi. I made some examples. Okay. So multiple examples of Shivoham Sandhi step by step. So let's see step by step. We go to the presentation mode. Okay. I gave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 examples that are very commonly heard, okay, either in Viṣṇu-sahasra-nāma or Gītā. Okay, and the result is the Shivoham Sandhi. Okay, I gave 5 examples. Common heard words. Now we are going to see how did this change happen. Okay, so Shivoham, Nimisho, Nimishasagvi, I think that is from Viṣṇu-sahasra-nāma. Kshetrajñokshara, I think it's both Viṣṇu-sahasra-nāma as well as from Gītā. Ishto, Vishishta, Dehinosmin. So this all of these are from either Viṣṇu-sahasra-nāma or Gītā. Okay. Viṣṇu-sahasra-nāma is a very good source of lots of examples for Visarga Sandhi. Can anybody guess why? Even more than Gita.
It's all nouns.
It's all nouns. And what does Viṣṇu-sahasra-nāma mean?
Thousands names of Vishnu, Lord Vishnu.
Thousands of names of Vishnu. And Vishnu is a masculine. Okay. And generally, most of the masculine names ends with a visarga. Okay. And doesn't matter whether the next word coming after that first word is starting with vowel or consonant. Because there are so many names ending with visarga, a lot of examples are available in Viṣṇu-sahasra-nāma. And to chant the Viṣṇu-sahasra-nāma right in a group, it is good to know the visarga sandhi. Okay, so you have the final word, both in Devanagari as well as in Roman letters. Okay, again, avagraha, the S kind of notation is avagraha, and its English equivalent is the apostrophe. Okay, while pronouncing, you don't have to drag the shivoham, no need. It is just shivoham. Nimisho nimisha, kshetrajñokshara, ishto vishishta. No change in pronunciation, whether the avagraha is shown or not. Okay. Grammatical purposes, it's a good practice to show that, because otherwise you may not, if you don't know the word, second word, akshara, you might think that, okay, it may be a kshetrajño and kshara. Okay, so that to avoid that, they always put avagraha. Okay, so we have this. Now let us see what the component words are. Everybody knows the words also. So the component words are shivaha, aham, nimishaha, animishaha, kshetrajñaha, aksharaha, ishtaha, avishishtaha. Okay. So even though we say vishto vishishtaha, the parapada starts with a. Otherwise, you don't get this avagraha. Dehinosmin, dehinaha, asmin, dehinosmin. Okay. What is the common feature here? Okay. If you see, the common feature is all the purva padas end with aha. All the parapadas starts with a. Because, I picked examples like that. Okay. What happened? The rule of this visarga sandhi or shivoham sandhi is the visarga aha will become o. Okay, a and visarga together, they will change into o. That is the change. Okay, change happening here is in the purva varna. Okay, the purva varna aha will change into o. See that? All the cases. Shiva plus aham. Shiva. Now again, this is a Shiva. Shakara, Ikara, Vakara. And all this. Shakara, Ikara, Vakara, Akara, followed by Visarga. Okay. So, Shakara, Ikara, Vakara do not take any active part in the sandhi. That is why I just left them black and outside the parentheses. Okay. Now, this Visarga or A and Visarga becoming O, even though this akara, parapada doesn't change, without the presence of the parapada akara, the change doesn't happen. So its presence is necessary. Even though the parapada a doesn't change into anything else, it remains as a. Okay. So the change is visarga becoming this. So this is shivoham. Then there is another vowel sandhi comes like the purva rupa sandhi, which we will cover in the vowel sandhi later on. So that makes O plus A as O itself. Okay, so that is how the final product is shivoham. Okay, so this O is written as it is O. This unpronounced akara, which is there, and that is shown as avagraha. So that is how we get shivaha plus aham shivoham, nimishaha plus animishaha, nimisho nimishaha, kshetrajñaha aksharaha, kshetrajñoksharaha, ishtaha avishishtaha, ishto vishishtaha. Okay, and dehinaha asmin, dehinosmin. What else I have?
Oh, dear.
Okay, here's the final word. Yeah.
This nimisho nimishaha, could you kindly explain a little bit more next level about how the sh becomes this other sh?
Where did it change? It has been the षण्मुkhasha throughout.
No,
On the
Oh,
top.
sorry. Oh, this. Oh,
yes.
that is a typo. Sorry. Good catch. Good catch. See, this should be, yeah,
Sure.
good catch. So this is a typo. This has to be. It didn't change.
Okay.
I
Okay.
didn't know
Then we
this.
are good. Okay.
Yeah, good catch. So
Dhanyavad.
this has to be the षण्मुkhasha. Okay.
And there is two ni.
Where is that?
Nimisho, nimishaha.
Okay. So all those things will be.
Nimisho, ninim,
I might have double ones. I don't know. If that is the case, it is typo. Okay. Yeah, this is Shakara. Yeah, that's a good catch. This has to be षण्मुkhasha. Okay. In the English version, I did it right, but in the Devanagari, I didn't change it.
Jagdishji, one question. This
Yeah.
avagraha is representing the first letter of the parpada. Is
Yeah,
that
parapada,
correct?
which is
Okay.
unpronounced.
Unpronounced. Okay.
Okay, so that you don't make the mistake of saying the parapada is a nimishaha. Okay, it has to be animisha.
Animisha.
Okay, because without the parapada akara, the sandhi cannot happen because that is the condition, right? Requirement.
Yes.
Okay, any questions? I will correct this. Yeah, there's a good catch. It's a typo. Okay, it has to be the षण्मुkhasha both in the last and the first one. In the middle, it's okay.
Jagdisha, this is Meenal. I have a question.
Yeah.
So the avagraha, does it change the count of the syllable in the shloka?
No. Avagraha changes nothing as far as the pronunciation is concerned. But for grammatical clarity, avagraha is mentioned. And avagraha is written. And Pāṇini doesn't mention anything about avagraha.
Okay.
And later grammarians thought it is very good tool so that people will be less confused. If the avagraha is there, you can always say that, oh, there is an unpronounced akara.
Jagdishji, one more question. This last column, dehi no asmin.
Yeah.
At the very bottom, that word is different.
Yeah, I know. So I have to make that correction because that I carried it from the previous word, didn't change, previous slide, and it didn't change.
Okay.
Okay. So that is not intended. That is uncorrected typo.
Okay.
Okay. Good that because as I said, yeah. See, you have a guess what I did there? I found a word, but the word is so long, I had to struggle to put 5 columns in there. So then I found this dehi nosmin. Okay. So because, when this Avinashinoprameya, when you put all the letters in English, it will go beyond the page. That is what happened.
Okay.
Then I find dehi nosmin somewhere. So, okay, copy, and that can be done right away.
Okay.
Okay, so that is what happened.
So, Jagdisha ji, one question. So, when we are listening to something, is it easy to spot where the avagraha is?
No, it is not possible. As I said, while pronunciation, you won't catch that. It is only an aid while writing.
Okay, so for example, when Bhagavan Krishna narrated the Gita, it would have been different. It would have been Shiva.
But then whatever Krishna said, Arjuna knew that there is a akara.
Okay.
Okay.
Mahoday, I have a question.
Otherwise, the visarga cannot become O if there is no akara.
Right. Thank you, Devi.
Okay. Is there any other question? I think
Yes. Mahoday, I have a question.
Oh, are there any scriptures or texts where avagraha is not mentioned because they know you'll assume it?
I think there may be older texts where avagraha may not have been written down.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Most of the
As
Vedic
I
chanting
mentioned,
doesn't have.
Huh?
If you go take the mantra pushpa, many of the few of the mantra chanting doesn't have.
avagraha?
Yeah,
Yeah, it is possible
it
because
is there in the extrapolated, the additional, like Sri Shuktam and Vishnu, those Shuktams which are additional has it. But the old ones doesn't. The real.
Okay.
Mahodaya,
Okay.
question.
Yeah.
Is avagraha only for missing for other missing varnas? Do you also have avagraha or no?
Yeah, it can be, but here it is for akara, but it just indicates a missing letter.
Okay, so the missing the avagraha can be a stand-in not only for a missing but could be a stand-in for some other missing.
Or something else also.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, because there are some sandhis like a purva rupa pararupa where the one of the purva varna or paravarna goes unpronounced, then it doesn't have to be akara only, it can be something else.
Okay, thank you.
So you can just say that it is exactly like apostrophe, it just indicates a missing letter. Unpronounced letter, not missing letter, unpronounced letter. Letter is there if you are writing down, but it is not, it doesn't affect the pronunciation. Okay, so I think we are done with this Shivoham Sandhi. So next class, we will, next class, we will go the Visarga Sandhi 2A. Okay, if the, the combination changes. Okay.
Mahodaya, just one more clarification.
Yeah.
Even though in this table, the sandhis are not given a name, but there is a Pāṇini Sutra for each of these or no?
Oh, there is multiple sutras. Actually, if you say the Shivoham Sandhi, okay, just the Shivoham Sandhi, what it is not the sutra. What I am saying, what the textbook is saying now is that if akara followed by visarga followed by short akara, then the whole thing, all the three together, will be replaced by an okara. Okay, but to get to that, there are, I think, 5 or 6 different steps using 5 or 6 different Pāṇini Sutras, which is a little too much for this level of class. Okay, that is like, this is our like a basic 100 level course, what we are having.
Okay.
To do that, it will be at least like a 300 or 400 level course. That is the reason why I don't want to scare anybody. But I being me, I have all those sutras in my blue text boxes somewhere down the page in the text, because there may be people who may be interested in those. But right now, it is well beyond the scope because it is a little too much involved. Right now, you just remember this. What comes before Visarga, what comes after Visarga, what is the result for that combination.
And one request, maybe if there is a PDF or something which is there for people who may be interested, at least they can look at the 6 or so sutras that make this rule, right? Just for curiosity.
Yeah, if the people are curious and if you ask, then I can put that page in the miscellaneous. So you can go on your own and check it out. And then if you have any questions, you can understand all the sutras, have seen those and have questions. You can send me WhatsApp message so that the class can go its own pace. Doesn't affect
Yes,
the
would request that if you can. Thank you.
Okay. So I can put, because we maybe at the end of that page, I can put this Shivoham Sandhi, the contributing sutras. That page, I can put that in, I think maybe I've been putting those kinds of things in the miscellaneous pages. So when you have time, you can go, and if you have a question, let's not discuss that in the class because it is beyond the scope. But if you are still curious, you can send WhatsApp message either in the class or even, no, don't do it in the class. Just message it, direct message. Okay.
Dhanyavada.
All right. Hari Om. Let's do the prayers, concluding prayers. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet, Asato Ma Sadgamaya, Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate, Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
Thank you, Jagdish.
Thank you. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dhanyavadaha. Jagdish.
Dhanyavadaha.
Thank you, Jagdisha ji.
Shubharatrihi.
Dhanyavadaha.
Dhanyavadaha. Okay, I will make that one shakara correction. So those things might happen because I have to type in Devanagari somewhere else, copy and paste, then change into English and all those things. Okay,
Thank you, Jagdish ji.
no problem. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Stop
Thank you, Jagdisha ji.
Shubharatri.